up and we are ready. Okay. And it feels so great to be back with you all. But first and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to hit that subscribe button down below. If you're already subscribed to the channel, bang that notification bell so that you don't miss any of the piping hot tea. And go on and press that like button while you're at it, okay? So listen here, Royals, on the agenda tonight, we have breaking news. We have TLC, the group, they suffered too. We are going to be discussing J-Lo and her 1999 involvement with what you know went on with Diddy, Sean in 1999. There was a psychic reading reveal, okay? And we're just going to be tampering through evidence and we are going to be breaking it all down as much as we can, right? All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this first audio. This audio is going to be from a psychic um, tarot reading, and this was 4 years ago. So the approximate date on this video is actually going to be October the 5th of 2019. Okay, so this video was from October the 15th of 2019. Let me go ahead and play this for you. All right, let's go.
Complex character, a very powerful man, but spirit tells me that he carries around a lot of grief. He did he's actually dealt with a lot of loss in his life.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Are you all able to hear the volume correct? Can you hear it? Or should I put it up some more? Let me know. Let's do a sound check. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. If you can hear me, press the number 4. If you can hear me, press the number 4, please, just so I know you can hear the audio.
You know, besides from the loss of Notorious B.I.G. and obviously the loss of Kim Porter, he's actually also dealt with a lot of losses in his life. And so I feel with him, he's a very closed book and he does not allow people to get to know him very easily anymore. He is very standoffish anyway. His circle is extremely small. I wouldn't say that P. Diddy classes himself as someone with a lot of friends. Acquaintances, yes. A lot of friends, no. He is someone who is with the mentality.
Okay, amazing. We have Ariel Summers. Hello, my love. Miss Ariel Summers, since you're a royal member, you've donated. Actually, I need, I'll reach out to you here in a little bit, okay? All right, so the volume is clear. Great, great, great. And make sure you take the poll. I see that we have 4 million people in here, only 2 million likes. Let's make sure we hit that like button as well. Let's get into the content.
See that if I am not getting anything from this, then I don't really want anything to do with you. And at first when I picked that up, I thought, well, that's not very nice. That's not a very nice thing to have. But it's a defense mechanism from him. It's where he's lost so many people in his life. He can't bear the thought of getting close to someone again just to lose.
Okay, so let's talk about it. He has lost so many people in his life. Let's talk about, first of all, Black Rob, Craig Mack, Heavy D, and Al B. Sure was on his way up out of here. Let's talk about the women that he's been with musically in this industry. Mary J. Blige, Faith Evans, Aubrey O'Day. These women have been through traumatic experiences in their life. And to be around a man that had traumatic experiences in his life, how was he going to lead those hurt women? How was he going to help those hurt women? Let's talk about it. Mary J. Blige said that she was on drugs and, she was at the worst part of her life and she met him. And then let's get into Faith Evans and Stevie J current day. Faith Evans and Stevie J current day. Who do you think Puff Daddy has his loyalty to? Who do you think Stevie J is loyal to? He was married to Faith Evans. Let's make all this make sense. So P. Diddy has Stevie J coming out to defend him when Stevie J married his artist ex widowed wife. Let's get into it.
Them. And that again is why he keeps going for these young girls and these girls that he knows can't hurt him because he knows it's not serious. He fears that if he actually committed himself to something and to someone and then they walked out and left him, it would just shatter him into a million pieces, because actually he is quite a sensitive soul. I feel very strongly drawn to his mum, and I kept hearing Spirit say mum, 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 mum. So I feel like Sean has a very close connection with his mother.
Listen, very close. They are very close. Him and his mother are very close. Please hit that like button as you stroll in, please. We are giving commentary on P. Diddy.
P. Diddy and Sean Combs, are two very different people, okay? And Spirit's letting me know that P. Diddy is very extrovert, very, businessman, very smart, very headstrong. Sean Combs is very recluse, very sensitive, very introvert, likes his own space, doesn't like to be around a lot of people. He's actually a very sensitive soul. And Spirit is shaking their head, because I'm saying, has he met his soulmate? And they're saying no. He's met soulmates along the way. Jennifer Lopez and Kim Porter would.
Let's talk about it. He pumped those babies up in Kim Porter and did not marry that woman. You might as well say that Kim Porter was his beard. He pumped those children up in her and did not marry her. And then goes and fiddle around in Cassie's life and hold her hostage for 11 years. 11 years I sacrificed. Didn't those lyrics come around full circle? Let's go.
Jennifer Lopez wasn't a soulmate. Jennifer Lopez was a love, okay? And when I connected with their kind of relationship, Spirit is telling me that he did love Jennifer Lopez, whereas the connection he had with Kim Porter was soulmate. Kim Porter never left his life. She was always by his side. She always stood by him, even when they weren't together. She was at the end of the phone. I think he may have even said that before, like she was his go-to person. The loss of her.
Hey, Miss Lisa, how are you?
Particularly.
Hey, Miss Lisa, how are you? Yes, we're just listening to some audio tonight. But if you're going to be up right after this, you and I can come live. Let me know in the chat, okay, honey? Y'all give it up for Miss Lisa's Real Spiel. She's a creator here on YouTube. Go and give her a follow.
Really devastating. And I feel like that loss was the last straw for him. That's when he really closed the book and he said, okay, no one's coming into my circle except my family. And now he really does hold that. He is P. Diddy as we see him. And then when he walks away.
I'm amazing. I won't complain. God is so good to us. And listen here, we're going up in a good way, okay? He said, good and you, sure. Okay, so we'll go live. Listen here, y'all. As soon as we finish this live broadcast, Miss Lisa and I are going to come back live and we're going to host an open panel.
And I feel like that loss was the last straw for him. That's when he really closed the book and he said, okay, no one's coming into my circle except my family. And now he really does hold that. He is P. Diddy as we see him. And then when he walks away from business and he walks away from whatever it is he's doing business wise, he goes home and he is Sean Combs and he shuts the door and there is no kind of crossover. He keeps the two very, very separate. Okay. Now they're bringing in Cassie. Okay. Let's pull 3 cards for P. Diddy and Cassie. P. Diddy and Cassie. Cassie really tried. And I don't, you can think something is love and actually it's just more like affection or lust. It's not really strong enough to be love. And I feel like
listen, let's stop right there. Let's talk about trauma bonding, right? Let's say this, you just got out of a breakup, I'll just use me an example. I'm in a breakup, the first thing I want to do is, I'm a cry. I'm a be, I'm emotional. Women are a little bit more emotional than guys to an extent, right? Some guys, they don't want to show that vulnerability, but some guys will. But a breakup, child, me experiencing breakup, child, I couldn't eat. I was crying. It was a lot going on. And me not getting therapy had a big influence on the way that I reacted when a man told me that he didn't want to be with me. And I decided to cry and say, "Yes, I want you to be with me." Let's go.
I said, it takes P. Diddy a long time to love someone, to give himself up, to make himself vulnerable because he can't bear the thought of losing someone. And so I don't feel like it really got there with Cassie. I know that he could have gone there. I know that he felt that he could have gone there and he self-sabotaged it. She could have been the one. Spirit is telling me she absolutely could have been the one, because she did give him everything he needed. She did absolutely nothing wrong in the relationship. Spirit is telling me she didn't step a foot wrong. It was almost as if he was replaying the relationship with Jennifer Lopez, because it was a similar kind of thing. Jennifer Lopez didn't step a foot wrong either. He felt that he was about to fall in love, and so he self-sabotaged it and he cut it off. He's hurting about it now. See his...
So listen, let me ask you this. When she said that he self-sabotaged, P. Diddy self-sabotaged him and J Lo's relationship, I wonder if that sacrifice was with him, having her carry that thing in a club and then boom, boom, boom. Because years later, the woman is still singing her same tune. The woman that got powder in the face, she's still singing the same tune. Nothing has changed. Let's go.
His losses aren't just people that he's lost physically, people who have passed away. His losses are people that have actually walked away from him in life. And he just can't seem to open up. Okay, Sean Diddy and Cassie. He had the opportunity. She could have been his wife. She could have been his wife. Sean P. Diddy and Cassie. Sean P. Diddy and Cassie. Wow. Silly man. Silly man. They're telling me that she really was his second chance, okay, or third chance, shall we say. His third chance. There have been three main relationships in Puff Daddy's life: Kim Porter, Jennifer Lopez, and Cassie. And she would have been his final chance. They are telling me he's going to have one more chance. He is going to have one more chance. They're not telling me whether he's going to blow it yet. It's not this girl who...
Well, peep this out. Listen, you all. When we think about the chances that P. Diddy had, he had J Lo, he had Kim Porter, he had J Lo, and then Cassie. Cassie was there. Kim Porter was there. She was there until the end, until she couldn't take it no more. A woman will get fed up if you sit up here laying hands on her allegedly and doing all this. I mean, eventually a woman is going to get fed up and she's going to say enough is enough, and she's going to explode. Because let's peep this out. And women don't get enough credit. Women are not only women, mothers, doctors, therapists. Come on now. Let's go.
He's with this guy. I don't know who she is. Was it Steve Harvey's daughter? Which I was like, what? But it's not her. That will disintegrate. That's just a bit of fun. P. Diddy, what was...
So listen, Lori Harvey was just some fun for Diddy. She was just a piece of fun. Hey, how you doing? It was fun. And remember this? Remember they said that Christian and Diddy, they happened to date Lori Harvey. The father and the son duo end up dating her. I don't know that to be true. This is just observation and what I'm hearing in the streets. I don't know any of it to be true. This is just my opinion.
You thinking she's really one of the ones that got away, and I don't think it ended, badly. Okay, I don't think it ended, awfully. But my goodness, she could have made him super happy, and he could have felt at peace, and he really let her get away. He should have fought harder for her. Spirit is saying he should have fought harder for her. The Two of Cups, again, that's a perfect love relationship. That's someone who balances you out, someone who brings you peace and healing. The Three of Pentacles, someone who inspires you creatively, someone who matches you on a creative level. The Wheel of Fortune, this is something that would have worked in your favor. So these are all really super positive cards. He's really let her get away.
Okay, so pretty much what she's saying is Cassie and Diddy's relationship was actually, his last straw to really pull it all together, right? And he pretty much he blew it. He blew it. And I think that he blew it when that whole situation with the Kid Cudi, his car going up in flames, I think that really did it. She was something clicked in her mind and she was like, you know what, this dude is really bananas. Let's go.
Spirit really wants to retire P. Diddy. That I feel like they just want to pull him back. He's done his time. He's done his time, and he's given the game more than he probably should have and could have. He's had his moment, and they want him to pull back and just run his businesses from behind the scenes, because he's been through so much in his life, and I really do feel the heaviness.
So get this out. Warning comes before destruction. He had contributed so much to the industry. They were just saying, okay, well, just fall back, run your businesses, stop jumping up in front of the camera and everybody's video trying to get your two-step in. Right? But he couldn't stay from in front of the camera. He just couldn't let the fame go. Let's go.
And the heartache that he's been through. He's been through so much in his life that he needs now to just take a step back and actually deal with what it is he's been through. I do feel like there is actually going to be another baby for P. Diddy as well. And I feel like he will marry. Did he ever get married? They are saying again, but I don't recall P. Diddy ever being married. Again, because he's scared of commitment. I feel like...
Listen here, the only marriage that I think P. Diddy will do is a spiritual marriage. Oh, we're spiritually connected. And that's his way of, pulling them in. This is opinion. I'm only thinking of opinion. I'm thinking outside the box, y'all. Hit that like. Let's go.
Like his commitment issues also stem from his childhood, because I don't feel like his mum and dad had a very good relationship. They are showing me that there's issues on a father link with his dad.
So peep this out. Diddy, mother and father, their relationship. What did he see growing up? What is he imitating? Let's go.
So I don't know if his dad was even in his life at all. He's got a very strong connection with his mother, a complete mother's boy. Again, no woman could ever really live up to his mum. Also, they're saying no woman could ever live up to his mum, which is a lot to live up to.
Listen, if a man want me to live up to his mama, baby, you need to go and marry your mama. Go be with your mama, sweetheart. This relationship, baby, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my hands up and give it to God at this point. Let's go ahead and take a quick intermission. You all go use the restroom, go get you a refill, as I'm about to do the same thing. Okay, so give us one moment as we go on a quick commercial break. We will provide, we will provide some music for you as we are on the intermission. So if you do not mind, just give us a moment and we will carry on the show in just a minute. And like I said, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Please, please, please. It's so free. We'll be right back. right, we are right back. Miss Ariel Summers says Diddy stated his dad on a live when he was 3. Wow. And listen, Miss Ariel, this interview or this reading was October the 5th of 2019. October the 5th of 2019. Let's go.
One's mother is a lot to live up to, you know. There is another woman coming. She's not too far away. I give it at least 2 years. I feel like this woman might actually be an actress. She is younger than him, but not ridiculously younger. P. Diddy, get yourself together. She's not, you know, a baby in comparison to him, but she is younger than him. And I feel like we may see him have another child, and I feel like we may see him have a son, another son. So I feel like that's coming, right? P. Diddy. P. Diddy. P. Diddy. Just flew out for him, the Page of Cups. I feel like that's quite representational of his energy, to be honest. He's got some healing to do in terms of his abilities to be able to deal with loss in his life and to then be able to commit to the people who actually want to be a part of his life, because he's going to struggle to ever let anyone in his life if he can't, you know, deal with these issues of loss.
So peep this out. Is that the reason why he told when young Miami asked him, she was like, what are we? He was like, no, he was like he was single or something like that. Like as far as commitment, if you look at him in his interviews or maybe the Carisha Please, you will see that he has a lot of drawback. Diddy will give you this look. If he gives you this look, like you already know, like girl, you better shut up, get in line, or you gonna get it later. You know that look that your mama gave you in church when you got the moving around and doing all that, and she gave you that look, you know you was gonna get it after church. Let's go.
They are talking about Notorious B.I.G. and the devastation that caused him as well, because when P. Diddy got into the music game, he struggled to know who to trust and who wanted to be his friend. And this is another thing. He doesn't know who wants to genuinely be part of his life for him or who wants to be part of his life for P. Diddy. And so when he met Notorious B.I.G., they formed a relationship that was based deeper than his celebrity status. And when he lost that friendship, again, he lost so much, you know. Biggie took so much of Sean with him, and so did Kim. And so, you know, it's kind of like there is an emptiness with P. Diddy. There is a solace within him. It's like these people have taken so much of me away from him. Not even just, like I said, the people that have passed. We're talking about love relationships. Cassie, Jennifer Lopez, they've taken so much of him away with them. It's like when someone leaves his life, he doesn't deal with it. He just shuts off.
That explains a lot. All right, we have Tangie Grace in here. Says, hey, my sweet babies. 1, 2, 3. Put those Kias up in the air with the butterflies. I'm in the hospital, y'all. Put y'all Kias in the air for me, please. Prayers up, Royals. Girl down. Love you, Queen. I am tuned in. Listen here. Prayers up for our sister. Dear Heavenly Father, we just ask you to loose angels up in that hospital room around our sister and please heal her at your speed, Lord. We just ask you to continue to cover and bless her and wrap your arms around her and give her a sign that you are definitely working it all out and it's all said and done. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, let's go.
And the problem is that he doesn't heal it. And so the rift inside him gets deeper and deeper, and the emptiness.
And you're never down. You're up for maintenance. Get into that. How you doing?
This gets deeper and deeper, and he really needs to work on fulfilling himself and building himself back up and finding who he is now outside of his loss. Okay. P. Diddy. P. Diddy. P. Diddy. P. Diddy. Okay. wise man. He is. He's very clever. Just going to push these back up a little bit.
Yes, in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Okay. And Ariel has a praying hands. Now listen here. She's really about to get into this reading, so I need y'all to get in close. Put your earbuds in. DJ, crank that music down just a tad bit, because they really need to hear this. All right, are y'all in here? All right, let's go.
Okay. P. Diddy. P. Diddy. I'm going to take all three of those, yeah. Not surprised to see any of these cards whatsoever. Not surprised to see any of these cards whatsoever. Okay. He has two very distinct personalities, and they show up here in the Page of Cups and the Hierophant. These are two very, very different people. The Page of Cups is a young, youthful person who's quite dreamy, quite irresponsible, can't really be trusted, life and soul of the party, you know, quite flaky. You can't really trust what he says. The Hierophant is completely opposite. This is a wise man, a man who carries complete knowledge with him. And I feel like Diddy battles between these two sides of himself. He wants to still be P. Diddy, you know, the man about town, the player, the life and soul of the party, but at the same time he knows that he also holds a lot of wisdom and knowledge within him, and that he now needs to mature. So he is struggling with that in-betweenness, and these two cards show up to represent those two sides of him, because they are both there. Now, the Chariot and the Sun, I had to move them across because these two are definitely meant to be together. There is a close of a chapter and a new beginning for P. Diddy. Over the next 2 years, I feel like P. Diddy is going to start stepping back and retiring. I feel like we might see P. Diddy handing over, I don't know what kind of businesses P. Diddy owns, to be honest, but I know he does own businesses. So we are going to see him start to not hand over like the assets in the name, but like give the management to some other people. We're going to see him start to give responsibility of those businesses to other people, because now is his time to step back and relax. Now is his time to have his reward, you know, to actually enjoy what he's worked for, because I don't feel like this man has ever really enjoyed what he's worked for. Yes, he's lived the player life, but he hasn't ever really like stepped back and looked at like, wow, look at what I've achieved. Now let me actually just take the time and enjoy it. So there's the Chariot. There's a lot of decisions for him to make, but he is now in the position where he can make those decisions. The Sun is a brand new beginning. So again, I do see him going off into the sun. I do see him doing a lot of traveling, spending a lot of time abroad in lovely tropical places, and enjoying his just desserts of what he deserves for all the hard work that he's put in. Okay, great news is he will do the healing, he will do the work. And again, I think this is over the next 2 years. The Three of Cups, yes, this is the Three of Cups. The Three of Wands talks about self-expression and speed. Similar kind of energy to Nipsey Hussle. He is a determined, hard-working hustler. He is. P. Diddy is a hustler. He has hustled his whole way to the top. Hard work and dedication. So that's representational of his energy. And he's put all of that in, and now it's his time to step back. And again, Three of Cups is about growth, healing, and celebration. Now it's time to actually celebrate what you've done. Actually be in the moment and take the time to now look after you and do your healing, because I feel like he has spent a lot of time giving to others and looking after others, and now it's time to pour a little bit back into himself. And again, this is a real celebration card. This is time to now have your big party, your big moment away from what you've worked for. You've done the hard work. Now it's time to step back and enjoy what it is that you've worked so hard on. So I do feel there is going to be at least a semi-retirement from P. Diddy. Okay. Two cards are the Two of Cups and the Four. Why am I like all about the cups? The Two of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. Now, the Two of Pentacles does signify an issue with money, and the Four of Cups does signify boredom. So,
well, listen. When you are a billionaire, see, I heard Diddy does not have access to his money, you know? You know? He doesn't have access to all that. He doesn't have access to all that. Just like everybody has a handler in the industry, he does too. Let's go.
So I do feel like, even though I said he wasn't going to give up assets to a business, I do feel like I'm really struggling to think of what businesses P. Diddy owns. I know they're probably really obvious and I should know, but I can't think of them. But I think he will try and sell one of his businesses, and I think there may be some controversy over who he sells it to. I don't feel like it's going to be anything, you know, legally nasty, but I do feel like the media will blow this a little bit out of proportion, and it may be a storyline, oh, P. Diddy wants to sell to this person, and they might, you know, drag up all the past and all this kind of stuff.
Peep this out. This interview was from October the 5th of 2019. Current day, he's already sold off his shares. We don't know who he sold them off to. Are they still in the family? Let's go.
So I do feel like, because this man doesn't have any money issues, so I know that that doesn't signify a specific issue with money. I think it will be a specific issue around a business deal. The Four of Cups, again, I don't feel like Diddy is bored, because I feel like he's just content and he would be happy going along with whatever it is, you know. He could just ride the tide until the end. He's just happy to be doing what he's doing. I feel like he's again one of these people that looks around and think, how did I get here? He knows he worked hard, he knows that, he does know that, but he does think, wow, like, look at where I came from, look at what I achieved. So I don't feel like it's a boredom, but I do feel like it is like he wants to do something else now. Now's time for me. So again, I do feel like we will see him step back into this retirement. Last thing I just want to pull on is this new lady in his life, because she is coming, and I do feel like she'll have a big impact on him retiring. I feel like she will come in and say, this is time for you to, you know, step back now. You've done your time. You can let other people run your businesses. You can have a watchful eye and have an eye over everything, but you don't really need to be so hands-on anymore. So who's this lady? Queen of Cups. Who's this lady? I feel like I've got the deck upside down. I don't feel like they need to. Yeah, they're upright. Who's this girl? La 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 la. Oh God, it's not Eve, is it? Imagine it was Eve. Whatever happened to Eve? Anyway, all the cups. So finally we got the cups. So there's a reason I kept saying cups. I think he has a real cups energy. I think he is a very loving, lovely man. This woman is going to walk into his life and throw him off balance. This woman is a Queen of Cups. As we know, Queen of Cups is a lady of love. She is nurturing, she is maternal, she's everything you want in a woman. She's domesticated, loving, giving, caring, maternal, Mother Earth. She is everything. She will come in and she will look after you. He needs this. He needs this. And I feel like she's actually been sent to him from his people who have passed on, including Kim Porter.
So was Young Miami sent to him? Child, let's go.
Woman is meant to be for him, and she's going to be so good for him. In the beginning, he is going to put his barrier up, because she's not who he would usually go for, in a sense that she's older than the girls he would usually go for. Like I said, he loves like a younger woman. She is younger, but she's maturer in herself. And it's going to confuse him, and it's going to throw him off balance. He's going to try. We may hear that they've broken up and gotten back together a few times, but at the end of the day, the Ace of Cups says he will have a complete change of heart. We will see him change. We'll start to see like his Instagram and things change, and start to see him show his softer side a bit more, because I know he does like to put out this business mogul image, which is fantastic, but behind that, again, like I said, there's these two very different people, and I feel like she will absolutely bring that out of him, and she's going to give him another baby as well. So keep an eye out for that. So I hope you enjoyed this reading for P. Diddy. And if you did, remember to leave some love in the comments. Hit a like if you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe.
Okay, yes. We sure did. We enjoyed it. Now, I wanted to go here.
$75 million. And they gave
Okay, I want y'all to listen to this right quick. Okay, so peep this out. I don't know if y'all know, but do y'all know that P. Diddy went and told Clive Davis that the group TLC was there to get their money? And listen here, in a set it off fashion. Let's listen to what T-Boz has to say on this.
Company, Clive Davis, we held them hostage like guns, the whole shebang. Yeah, it was like that.
Because, wait a minute. I want to make sure we understand.
Yes.
Guns?
Yes, guns.
With bullets?
With bullets.
Come on, give me the
I'm
story,
going to tell
baby.
you because TLC had generated on Crazy Sexy Cool $75 million, and they gave us $50,000 a piece. So I was like, what the hell? So, of course, Lisa was the ringleader. Like, we need to go get our money. I need to know where my MF and money's at. So, you know, she was locked up in the diversion center for burning down the house. And she was just like, okay, we're going to get LaFace and them girls I was locked up with. We're going to drive up there. We're going to take the guns. And then we had this limo driver.
Wait, she just got out of jail.
Yes.
Okay.
And we had the limo driver. And he was the getaway car. So we went up there and held everybody hostage. And Puffy was the one that snitched us out. Yo, B. Yo, your girl's up here mad bugging, yo. And I was like, oh, Puff, why you gonna snitch us out, dog? But he called it. Yeah, because we kicked him out of the meeting.
Well, wait a minute. Puffy, mind your damn business. Okay, go.
Okay, listen, do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? TLC was in their era, those girls really put in the work. They really, and I have a big respect for that group in so many ways. Y'all don't even understand. Rest in peace, Left Eye. But that group had put in so much effort and hard work to be given some chump change. You know? Let's get into Sloan Bella's video, and then we'll come back live for an open panel.
The timelines with frequencies, because every time some of us grasp on to a new way of thinking, whatever it is, like for example, if you want to look at health stuff, the food pyramid is always problematic. The way they said eat 6 or 8 servings of grains a day. If you do that, you'll have diabetes and you'll be fat as fuck, okay? Like, you cannot eat that many, like, no, you cannot do that. You just cannot do that. If you're doing stuff where you're letting people put their body fluid in your body and they have ill thinking or they've collected, look at your body, your orgasms carry with it your intellectual intent, your mindset, your physicality, and every other person that you've slept with, their intention, mindset, and personality. So when a guy or a girl does that, I mean, a girl's energy doesn't go into the man's body, I don't think. Not the same way a guy does a woman, because obviously we get pregnant, so it's in our bodies. But you really have to watch whether you're male or female, because those persons' energies, so look at it in terms of STDs or STIs, or just crabs back in the day. Do you want somebody with energetic crabs doing that in your body? Do you want that? I do not. So people that think like that, they begin to think worse about themselves, and then they are the problem on the planet because they're so vile in their expressions that they try to lower everybody's expressions. So yay Leos. So it's a real problem. She said new Leo follower. I'm like, yay Leos. I have a pack of Leo girlfriends and one Sagittarius, and we got another Leo coming on the group. We all go out together. So it's like a bunch of Leos and one Sag, but it's basically fire sign girlies. So you have to understand people are going to hate on you. And so when they hate on you because you treat yourself properly, that's a problem. That's an energetic problem for them. Showing their vibration is very low. And when it's low like that, their ignorance shows through. So you have to watch that because you need to elevate. So when people talk about hell, right? When people talk about hell, they're talking about the levels of vibration dimensionally that keep you trapped in addictive thinking, in vengeful thinking, in anger thinking, in horrible thinking. Okay. Earth is full of that, but go down a couple of rungs. And that would be what I would call hell. So people that rape and murder and pillage and are vile and use their platforms for vile conversations or murders or whatever. That's what I'm talking about. That's a lower vibration, and they don't understand spiritual anything. I love my Jason's a Cancer. June 18th. Aw, cute little Geminis. There's lots of Geminis here, and Aries. The Aries, yeah, they're energy vampires. And what they want to stop you from doing, you know what I realized? So as soon as this and I'm going to talk about the eclipse right now. I'm going to start because I have a class, so I'm going to go quick. But anyway, you know what I realized that I didn't realize? That I did realize that, you know, while I'm reading people for 40 years, right? And I'm doing these videos on here, my whole life is out there publicly.
All right. So listen, let's go ahead and move on over to, is Diddy terrified of Jennifer Lopez? J-Lo horrified by Diddygate. Let's go.
Jennifer Lopez is supposedly horrified by all the disturbing accusations coming out against her ex, Sean Diddy Combs, and says she doesn't want to be associated. Why is Diddy so visibly uncomfortable in this old interview when they asked about her? Sources close to Jennifer Lopez's camp say they are, in fact, horrified by all these disturbing allegations. Of course, she's going to come out and play it that way. She doesn't want to be involved. Her tour is underselling. This is the worst for the J-Lo brand and stock. This is not helping her in any stretch of imagination. And all the TikToks and things going out to destroy her. Everyone's just so mad about how she continues to use the Bronx as her sort of way to get curry favor still with the fans. The Bronx ain't having it. TikTok's not having it. J-Lo is not having a good time online. So it's not a surprise to see her through sources to OK Magazine, releasing out some thoughts, trying to distance herself from the Diddy situation. I want to go through them. And then, yes, I want to go to this very weird clip that surfaced where Diddy seems terrified at the idea of talking about J-Lo. Let's look at it all together, okay? So here's what J-Lo has apparently said through sources. J-Lo is horrified by all the accusations. A source recently spilled to the news publication more than 1 week after Combs' Miami homes were raided. She and Diddy had talked about marriage at one point, but she left him for a reason. Now people want to know why and what she saw. Insider confesses, claiming J-Lo shudders every time she's forced to think about the relationship. Because she did wrong too? Is that why? Confidant continues, she doesn't want to be associated with him at all anymore. Fortunately, it's hard for the Marry Me actress to hide from her ex's disturbing legal accusations, since she was named specifically in the most recent lawsuit by Rodney Little Rod Jones, who accused of essaying him. Jones mentions Lopez, as we talked about, from that 1999 shooting in which they were both arrested. Charges were later dropped against Lopez, and Combs was acquitted. Jones now alleges Diddy secretly told him he had been, and then he was the one who took the shots, and his girlfriend was the one carrying it. Looking back, the insider admits Lopez had been aware of the chaotic times she shared with the Last Night vocalist, and at times seems to find herself faced with regret. There were many wild moments with Diddy, and it gives J-Lo the creeps to think that she was with him for so long. So did she know? A lot of you think she did. She did. I think she did too. She had to know something. She wasn't happy in the relationship, the source stated, explaining how she only stayed with Combs because she felt he provided her personal security and protection from the various death threats both of them received throughout their romance. So it wasn't like a mafia boss. She was afraid to go against the Don. Oh, you're going to keep me safe? Jen's the first to admit she's made some very bad decisions. She looks at her life today with Ben and is super grateful. The source concluded with now back with Ben Affleck. They're married again. So that's how she's trying to play it today. But let's go back in time. You all ready to go back in the time machine? The 90s just finished. Bennifer's all the rage. Diddy's a big star. And Howard Stern was all the rage too. And his show on E! was actually very fun back then. But here he is in 2003, Diddy, being interviewed by Stern. I want to get the clip here. Here it is. Double A called.
Hey man, big fan here. Yeah. My question to you is, once and for all, clear it up for us. Is J-Lo's ass the best in the business?
Definitely the best in the business.
And did she have to leave you because you...
He answered. I mean, that's what Stern did. And she was known for her rump. I'm going to call it her rump. She has made that one of her big assets. And yeah, he's of course he's going to try to politely. Yeah, the best one, of course.
Cheated on her.
That's what we heard. You cheated.
Yeah. You cheated. This comes from the Vibe magazine, which we're going to go to next. But here's the response. I didn't.
That's what you told her anyway, right? No, I didn't cheat. Let me tell you something. But
no, I didn't cheat. Do you believe that? Sure did he. Sure did he.
J-Lo, yeah. Do you believe how much attention this relationship of hers is getting? It's ridiculous with Ben Affleck. And you know what's sad? It's going to end in a divorce, just like the other two marriages. You know it, and I know it.
Oh, Howard didn't know. They'd become back around. The true love of her life.
This girl gets married every year.
In fact, she had a longer...
He's trying to butter up Diddy to get him to talk. Like, yeah, let's trash her. Come on, let's trash her. Stern was very good at getting celebrities to feel comfortable to do that kind of stuff. Love him or hate him, Stern's a fantastic interview.
Relationship with you than she had with any of her husbands.
Yeah.
Comment on that.
What do you think, P. Diddy? Is it a great ass or what?
Comment on everything that's just been said.
I told you before it was a great ass.
Yeah, we know it's a great ass.
She has a great ass.
She hit that ass for a long time.
I mean, that's in the past. You know, it's somebody else's ass now.
Anyway.
Somebody else's ass now. So it must not be that great.
That's the way it goes.
Past that. Anyway, Ben Affleck.
I like Ben. I mean, I like Ben. I like the Ben and Jen thing. I mean, it's all good.
Anyway, Ben Affleck, you give it to her as good as you did. Any way possible.
No, I mean...
Any way possible.
No, man, I mean...
You're good at it.
I mean...
I know what you're doing.
I'm not really looking at what nobody else is doing. I mean, my thing was in the past, you know.
He's not looking at what anybody else is doing, not according to the reports.
Ciao. Let's go ahead and get a slight reminder. Okay.
He stays in the conversation. What's up, T? What's going on, my man? How you feeling? You crazy? I'm on a love frequency, but you know I got a mean, toxic side to me. And I'll be throwing that Playboy on. I can leave that bitch on and repeat. And let it really do its thing. For sure. And that's crazy. Is that, you know, out of my R&B artists, that I don't know if people would know that you are one of my favorite R&B artists. Wow, that's what I'm listening to in the crib when I'm getting, you know what I'm saying, when I'm doing my thing, and you know what I'm saying, with my lady, when I'm just, you know what I'm saying? For sure. When I'm in that vibe, and everybody got to start fronting. When they get in that vibe, they know they go get some of that Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez got a good 6 joints on the Smash and playlist.
I'm living in another
time zone.
Another time zone right now.
Glad to be with you.
He isn't on that. Maybe he's just stoned or something, but he seems out of it. He seems scared. He seems like he doesn't want to address it, but like in a uncomfortable sort of way, not just a stone sort of way. You guys getting that vibe too as you watch this?
Sure.
I mean, it's not even like that. I'm happy to be in a relationship that I'm in. You know?
Nothing better than fresh new ass. Chris, you're on the air.
Jeffrey, how you doing?
What's poppin', baby? Bad Boy 2 the soundtrack is story.
Down there.
Huh?
Is J-Lo shaved down there?
J-Lo shaved down there. That's a good question. That's a legitimate question.
Yeah, that's non-racial.
It's non-racial.
I don't remember.
All right.
I don't remember. Also, I mean, of course, this is what Stern did back in the day. He'd have colors in, and the celebrities would have no idea what the colors were going to go with.
So now on this Bad Boy soundtrack.
Hey, attention everyone. Don't ask me no more of the J-Lo questions. It's been beautiful over the last...
But it hurts, right?
No, not at all. I just don't...
But it hurts.
know all the answers to these questions, you know.
You're but completely over it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a good catch in the publicity department.
That's my friend.
All right.
Cool. I mean...
Do you talk
You gotta ask Ben, yeah. Yeah, you gotta ask Ben.
All right.
Yeah.
You're
When was the last time you talked to J-Lo?
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
saw a picture in the Inquirer. It looked like there was some cottage cheese on that ass.
Ooh, got out at the right time.
You got out at the right time.
Oh.
Between you and me, you got out at the right time.
Absolutely. You gotta embrace cottage cheese, though.
No, I don't. No, you can embrace it.
Yeah, it comes now, baby.
P. Diddy, thank you for coming by. Come.
In fact, anyway, but so even as they finish this interview with
in New York, I want to just just everywhere.
it's just hilarious. That this, and then Stern is so different now.
It was nice. It was nice.
No, it seemed like you got a little tense when the J-Lo question started.
So even everybody noticed you got a little tense around J-Lo. Why wouldn't you talk about J-Lo?
I'm not. I'm used to the J-Lo question. That's something that's always gonna be my friend, but I just don't have the answers to the questions. No.
Someone who was said they were going to be my friend. I don't have the answers to the questions.
Not a little tense. It's just that it's not my question to answer anymore. Big shout out to Ben. Shout out to Jay. Gotta ask them.
So you're good about
Wait, no, we gotta ask you too, because you were the relationship weirdo.
everything.
Yeah. I'm good vibes about everything, but I understand why people want to ask certain questions. I just go with the flow. I answer them to the best of my ability. I keep it moving. I would just put it out there publicly if anybody just decided maybe to stop asking me a couple of questions.
Yeah, that's gonna make them stop.
They get a little repetitive over the years, and I don't really know the answers to them. I'd be with that, but if people like...
You don't know the answers if she has a good butt? That's not a Ben question. I guess it's her man now.
Keep
but...
asking me a question. I'll just keep answering.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming down to the show.
Okay, Beacon.
Super defensive. I think terrified. I own it. I agree. And the reason why, again, now we're back in that 2003 time machine. This was coming off her Vibe interview where she dished on him finally. They hadn't really badmouthed each other at all since the breakup. But she told Vibe, I was in this relationship with Puff where I was totally crying, crazy, going nuts. It really took my whole life in a tailspin. It was the first time I was with someone who wasn't faithful. And so the reports that she would hunt him down, knock on hotel room doors looking for him. I can't remember right now, but I won't say it didn't happen. She tells Vibe.
Yeah.
I never caught him, but I just knew. He'd say he was going to a club for a couple hours and then...
Listen, we all done been through that, honey. Listen here, I done showed up at the club with my man there. Not the one that I'm with right now, my husband. But y'all, when I was out there, dating and stuff, I was in a relationship with this dude. He told me that he was going out with his homeboys. Okay, I'm ready for you to come on home, or let me go ahead and stop on by. I invited myself by a child and went in there and seen that lady bagging it up. Get up off my man! Get up off my man! Ooh, please get up off of him.
And then never come back that night. So maybe he didn't. He's saying he didn't, and she never caught him actually cheating. She just assumed that. Which is
I don't know. What'd she do?
But he answers if she has a good butt. That's not a Ben question. I guess it's her man now.
Keep
But...
asking me a question. I'll just keep
Right.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming down to the show.
Okay, Beacon.
Super defensive. I think terrified. I own it. I agree. And the reason why, again, now we're back in that 2003 time machine. This was coming off her Vibe interview where she dished on him finally. They hadn't really badmouthed each other at all since the breakup. But she told Vibe, I was in this relationship with Puff where I was totally crying, crazy, going nuts. It really took my whole life in a tailspin. It was the first time I was with someone who wasn't faithful. And so the reports that she would hunt him down, knock on hotel room doors looking for him. I can't remember right now, but I won't say it didn't happen, she tells Vibe. I never caught him, but I just knew. He'd say he was going to a club for a couple hours and then never come back that night. So maybe he didn't. He's saying he didn't, and she never caught him actually cheating. She just assumed that, which is kind of weird. But he'd be out there doing something behind her back. She's acknowledging that. So this is 2003, mind you. This isn't even her trying to save face now. This was back then, but this is also after that arrest, that whole incident. They split so often that he didn't believe it when she left him for good in February 2001. I had to think, do I want to be home with kids in 10 years wondering where somebody is at 3 a.m? Interesting. And she went into the Chris Judd because he was just sweet and it was refreshing. Marriage isn't about love. Anyway, she learns more, blah, 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 blah. But that's what it is. She did kind of badmouth him in 2003, and then he was appearing on these talk show hosts because it was coming back up, and that's how Diddy was responding. It does seem like he was a little off. Wants to call and put her on blast, but he realizes he can't because it makes me wonder, what does J-Lo know? I think J-Lo's complicit. I think J-Lo knows way more than she's alluding to. Diddy knows this. So if J-Lo were to turn, he's in trouble. He's got to.
All right. So let's go ahead and come on back and let's review. All right. Thank you.